Thank you for joining me, and this is going to be our part 3 for Zoom guitar lessons and the best tips that we have so you can have a successful class over the internet. And let me start by saying that we are not associated or endorsed by the company Zoom, but we do believe that you can do very successfully guitar lessons virtually. So let's start by covering angles. The first thing that we want to ask you, it's a front angle. And preferably, and we covered this in part 1, with a laptop so we can tilt the screen easily. Now, if you have to choose, we would rather have a front angle in which we can see the hands of the guitar student, especially their left hand. A lot of guitar playing and a lot of the issues of guitar playing at the beginning come from the left hand. So it's really useful if we can get a shot that we can see both hands, but a little bit almost more of the left hand. Now, super important, maybe at the end of the class, we can ask the student to tilt the camera a little bit to see their face, but it's okay if maybe we begin the class by seeing their face, go to the guitar, and then at the end of the class, we can see them again. Now, with a laptop, it's a little bit easier to change those angles, but if you don't, maybe you can find a couple of ways of almost have a way to prop, let's say, an iPad already in those two positions. So they can move the iPad around, but at the same time, we can get the position that we need in order for us to be able to help them. Now, the second thing that I think is super important is to cover types of chairs. So we definitely do not need a rolling chair. A rolling chair can get very, very distracting, especially if the student is young. We definitely want to ask you to have the chair have no armrest. And this is super important because armrests really get in the way of getting a comfortable position for the guitar on you. And then the last thing that we want to see if you can check is to preferably make sure that the student has back support. So depending if they're sitting in a couch or they're sitting in a chair, make sure also depending on their age that they can truly be a little bit propped up and not necessarily be without back support, because without back support, we believe the lesson is going to be a little bit tougher on them, especially if they're young. Now, when we're talking about how to sit, and this is super important, we're trying to have you sit preferably with propping your right foot a little bit higher than your left one. This allows a little bit of a better angle for the guitar to rest on your leg, and that is super important for beginners because it allows them to not have to wrestle the guitar from falling. It allows them to just almost like swivel a little bit on their hip and get to play a little bit easier. And at the same time, and this is an important tip that we also cover in our first guitar lesson, which we have it available for free on video, you want to tilt a little bit the guitar forward. So you want the headstock on top of your left knee. And that makes a big difference because when you have the guitar almost pointing back, it's very challenging for your left hand to get a correct angle to play it. So definitely we believe that all of those are really, really good tips to get you guys started so you can have a successful lesson. We definitely recommend watching parts 1, 2, and 3 of this series. So when you are ready to start lessons with us, make sure that you already have all the things sorted out so we can just directly go into the content, into helping the student. And remember that if you are interested in taking lessons either with me or anyone else here that works at the Hit Music Studio, we are available. We have a couple of even new programs that are fairly inexpensive for those who are looking for a budget option. And at the same time, and this is fairly new for us, we're offering an online course that would be almost in addition to your lessons. So it's very easy for us to not only cover content, but at the same time refer to, okay, go watch this video. In that video, there's a PDF. Also, there's a play along that you can do. That is actually helping our students a lot because that way it's almost like they can have additional classes during the week. And even if something may not have been covered fully, they can watch that video more than once so they can cover it in their own time. So once again, if you want more information, we are the Hit Music Studio. You can check us at our main website, thehitmusicstudio.com. We'll see you guys soon. Take care.